What's up, guys? This is Keith Robinson, and you are on Verses in Motion with Laura L. Me. Tell me what your favorite love language is. I want to know every single dialect. I don't mind, baby girl, 'cause I can speak it. I want to know what to do. Tell me what your favorite love language is. I want to know every single dialect. I don't mind, baby girl, 'cause I can speak it. I want to know you.
Hello world and welcome back to Versus Emotion. I'm Laura Lemy, founder of VIM and writer and producer of this space. You know that all our guests, as always, they're really unique to us. So every single guest is actually a perfect example of talent and soul waves spread for anyone to keep in their archives like a time capsule or look at it like a glimpse of a shooting star. And talking about stars, I have with me today Keith Robinson.
Hi.
Hi, Keith.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
And you've been, since we spoke last time, you have been doing so much, and you have been an amazing journey throughout music and short movies and creative stuff and social media challenges on the musical side. So we want to know all about that.
Okay.
But first of all, let's start by saying something about your vision as an artist. And I'm sure that all your fans and everybody who follows you and the world that knows how talented you are would love to hear from you what it means to you being an artist and what is the core message you want to convey.
I mean, I guess there's many messages. I mean, I guess I just try to take the highest road and be my best self uh, through my craft, and hopefully it moves people to do the same thing in their end, whatever it is they're doing, and they enjoy my music and my movies, and I can leave them with stuff that makes them reflect and grow and cry and laugh and just really carry the torch of an artist who reflects the culture in the best way possible.
And artists always got that kind of tension, let's call it tension, creative tension between life in the 3D and the fifth, D, or the sixth dimension, they call it. And you are really, what I always notice about you is that you're really giving us every day a glimpse of your real life, and then you go on the creative side just so seamlessly transposing your life to the creative side of things, because it's really part of you, I believe. So what makes your soul chord vibrate? How do you that kind of emotion you want the audience to feel? When do you feel that, and what does make you feel that?
What makes me feel that emotion?
Hmm.
I just think real life. I mean, everyday life. I mean, I think as an artist, your job is to be an observer of life and really embrace the feelings and the emotions of whatever it is you're going through, and being able to communicate those. And you find that there's a lot of people who feel the same way. So I just really use my day to day. It's in me subconsciously, and it kind of comes out organically. It's kind of cathartic at the same time as my me being a creative outlet. So it's just my day to day. I think it's just I've always been that way.
And you know, I have to say, "Waiting" is your new single out of the album that will, I believe, come out soon, and you will tell us more about that, which is "Love Episodic 2." Is one of those songs, I think I told you already, that really stays with you immediately, and it is exactly what you said. It is part of everyday life. Who is not waiting for love? Everybody waits for love, right? Everybody's looking for love. Everybody needs love. But at the same time, it has got that kind of eternal feeling about a melody that doesn't go away. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very
Yeah.
impressive. So Tell us a little bit more about Love Episodic 2 and waiting and the waiting challenge that you're just running on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, waiting is definitely like you say. It's I think everybody's been in that space or is in that has wants to be in that space where you're looking for love or that connection, and that was just kind of where I was at the time that I wrote the song. And I kind of wanted to be as real and as candid as I possibly can, in me talking to God about making that right connection. And really, the whole album is really a reflective of the last couple of years of my life, having a new child, a new son, and coming out of a pandemic, and the state of the world, the state of the industry. I mean, all those affect me, and like I say, I'm able to communicate those through the song. So the Love Episodic 2 is definitely a window into my thought process and my life and outlook on the world around me. So that's pretty much what this album is. It kind of wrote itself, to be honest with you. I'm excited for everybody to hear it.
Yeah, and it's also a little bit of a peek behind the curtains, of your
For
life
sure.
and what you really feel when you're producing the music. When is the album going to be out? The full
I'm trying to
album?
get it out this fall.
Hmm.
We're working vigorously on it right now. So, I mean, it's pretty much done. It's just really about setting it up in the marketplace. It's been kind of done for a minute, but we kind of want to, it's all about timing and, kind of clearing some other things out of the way, so it has a chance to breathe, and the people can digest it. I find that people we're inundated with so much music and messages and songs and movies and ideals that a lot of times the album, it's hard to digest a full album. So it's better if you kind of take it piece by piece, song by song, and let each song kind of marinate into the psyche of the public. So that's kind of what I've been doing with Waiting and the singles. I've been taking my time releasing them and really giving each song a chance to breathe and live on its own.
Yeah, that's true. We are bombarded, right? So it's good to have.
Mhm.
And plus, it's something that allows you the time to do other things and interact with the audience as you did for waiting. I really love that challenge that you launched on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's so much talent, unknown talent out
Yeah.
there, and you giving them a platform. That's really amazing. We at Versus Emotion, we've been doing it for years, and so we
Yeah.
get really impressed when a big artist like you does that for everyone else.
Awesome.
Have you chosen anyone for a collaboration?
I've heard so many. I mean, I'm kind of narrowing it down now, but I don't want to let the cat out the bag just yet.
Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
So at least we know there will be a collaboration. That's good. Um, you always are very motivating and very inspiring with your posts, and social media presence is a big responsibility, right?
Hmm.
If you do it for personal reasons, business reasons, creative reasons, it doesn't matter. It's a big responsibility. There are a lot of people out there that actually look up to you, and even a lot of younger talented artists. And what you do is always inspiring with real life. It's not about something coming from a Hollywood kind of pipe dream, right? It's
Hmm.
really about your life and what people can do about that. And when what is the thing, what is the thing that motivates you to do that every day, and what do you think that give an advice to a young artist or an emerging artist that really wants to make it in this world?
I mean, the motivation is just as much for me as it is for the people um, that I post it for. I mean, being an artist, you're independent, you work for yourself, so self motivation is so key, and a lot of times it can be tough to be self motivating in the industry like that we're in, because show business is tough. There's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of no's. It's a lot of people doing the same thing. So a lot of times the motivation can sometimes wane. So I try to be, I do a lot of things myself to stay motivated, to stay hungry, to keep that fire. So I just try to pass it along, because I think the key for any artist or any entrepreneur is just to be able to stay consistent even when the feeling is gone, because after the motivation is gone, the discipline has to take over in order for you to be able to get something accomplished. So I'm a stickler for that. I have to remind myself of it often. So a lot of times when I'm posting stuff that's motivational, it's just as much for me as it is for the people who can see it.
And that's why it really feels like a real one, you know? That's exactly why.
Yeah.
So thank you for confirming that. If you had to tell us about your story in a few words, how did Keith Robinson know that he wanted to be in the entertainment business? How did you? When did you discover that you could write song and do music? And was there a point in life when you thought this is
Um,
exactly what I'm
I
going to
think
do?
all the, in high school was my first time I got in a group. I wrote my first song in the high school, and it was just fun. And I liked the energy. I had grown up around music. My brother always had a lot of music in the house. My mom was a singer herself, so it was kind of always a backdrop to my life. I was really heavy in sports, but I think once I got to high school and got in a group and saw that people really were like my voice, and I love the energy, that immediate feedback that you get from an audience. I kind of got addicted in high school, and it kind of started from there. And then as the years progressed, I began to get more deeper and deeper into the craft.
And those years are the years where you really start to understand what your passions are. So that's yeah, that's pretty much very likely to happen.
Right.
um, when you you've been, I think it was a few days ago, you've been at the Man Chinese Kodak Theatre to present the greener grass experiment. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, what that means, and what that short movie was all about, and when can we see it?
Well, the Green Grass Experiment is a TV show. It's an 8 episode limited series it's the first time that I've kind of it's my project, my pet project that I've worked on for several years. I wrote the pilot, produced the pilot, starred in the pilot, which is the first episode of the series. And that's what I've been kind of taking out now, unveiling to the world via the independent film festivals. And that was what was going on at the Man Chinese. There's an independent film festival there, and I premiered it there. It was the first time people in LA actually got a chance to see it. And it's a romantic sci-fi. It allows me to put on both hats as an actor and as a singer and an artist and a creator. So I've had a lot of fun. It's been quite a journey, especially to wear all the hats for one project, which is a lot. But it's empowering, and it's kind of where I want to eventually be full time as a creator, a content creator behind the camera, because I've been in front of the camera for years, but this marks the first time that I was actually behind the camera and involved in actually creating something from the start, the onset.
I'm smiling because I remember our conversation I think it was a couple of years ago, when I had read that we have a common like passion for Donny Hathaway, right? And
Yeah,
we
yeah, for
discussed
sure.
that at the time. And it's funny you say that, because I was going to ask you, why don't you write a script about Donny's life, and you
Yeah,
interpret? Yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, I really see you starring in that and
yeah, I would
singing.
love that. I would love
Yeah,
that for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
You should do it.
yeah,
You should do
I agree.
it. So, what if future generations should find a virtual time capsule by Keith Robinson? What would they find in there?
um, hmm. What would they find? I mean, they'd find some music, of course. They would find, they may find some movie memorabilia. They'd find some sports memorabilia, a lot of family pictures, especially myself and my son. Um, they may find some old Twizzler packages. um, I like to cook, so maybe some cooking utensils. Um, that's an interesting question. I never thought about that, but I guess
Yeah,
yeah. I
no,
guess all of them. Yeah.
I imagine, sometimes I do that, and there will be the most obvious, but at the same time the most peculiar things, right? Because everybody has got like a way to say this is my legacy, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, and now you have a beautiful, wonderful son, little Keith, and what do you think a legacy means, and what would be your legacy of light? I'm not talking about, material things. I'm talking about what would you like your son to actually get from you as a legacy of light?
I think I would like my son to really believe in himself, to be disciplined and to believe in himself and be able to weather the storms, and not um, get down on himself or let negative outside influence steer him away from whatever it is he sets out to do. Would be the biggest thing for me. I mean, as an artist, you run into a lot of challenges, and sometimes those challenges are external, sometimes they're internal. But perseverance and having the discipline to keep going and stay motivated in between the peaks and valleys is key. Is a key in life, and value himself and know that no one is better than him. He's not better than anybody else, and to always do your best.
And as that Massive Attack song "Teardrop" says, love is a verb, right?
Yeah,
Love is a doing word. So keep
that's right.
doing, right? Keep doing and believing. And
Right.
I think your Instagram profile just says believer, right? That's the
Right.
first line of your Instagram profile.
Right.
So that's absolutely true. Believing in yourself, and also, with as we said before, we are bombarded by a lot of stuff, and technology is taking over in many ways, which is a good thing. It's a great thing. I work with technology, but at the same time, it makes you a little bit lazy sometimes, right? So
Yeah.
let's keep that brain ticking. Let's keep that creative spark going that comes from you and from what your experience and your spirit is all about.
Absolutely.
What yeah, what triggers you in the bed? I mean, what makes you disappointed?
What makes me disappointed?
Yeah.
I think being stagnant,
Mm.
um, lack of progress. Uh, it makes me disappointed for sure.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. And it's also very much connected to procrastination, not having discipline, as you said before, and all of that. So yeah, that's absolutely true. And it's part of, the motivation mantra. Um, And so when you launched, and you released Waiting, I was very, as I said, taken by the song itself and the melody and the way it's been produced and the way it's been. Do you see the album coming out all at once? Are you going to release more singles from Love Episodic 2? Because
I,
I know there is another song that I really, really like. I'm not gonna
yeah,
say which one because it's a surprise because it
yeah,
comes with the album, and I had the
yeah,
privilege and honor to listen to the album. Uh,
yeah.
so
I think I'll release it all at the same time, but I'll focus on certain singles
mm,
one by one because I feel like every song um, was written at a certain time from a definite place of truth and what was actually happening around me or inside of me. So I want each song to have an opportunity to be heard and stand on its own. So I'll probably make it available so you can hear the entire body of work, and just go one by one as far as focusing in the marketplace. So everybody can get the full gist of the project.
yeah, what's next, Keith? What do you think is next apart from the album? Of course, we know that. What is it that what challenges you to decide this is going to be my next
Um,
project?
I mean, my next project, I'm hoping with, as far as, well, musically, I'd like to go on tour with this album. And dramatically, the Greener Grass Experiment, I have a couple other projects, TV and film projects that I'm really trying to, establish my own bodies of work, my own intellectual properties, and be in control of creating from start to finish. So those are on the front burner. And then I hope to do many more, TV shows and films within the industry. We're on strike right now, but I'm looking
Mm,
forward to a resurgence in the industry. And now that we've kind of seems like we're kind of coming to some sort of agreement.
agreement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So career wise, just more TV, more film, more music, more projects. I want to touch as many people as I can.
Yeah, the live tour. That's a great thing. I would really like to see you in London and in the rest of Europe, in
Yeah,
Italy
yeah.
as well.
I would
That would
love to
be
come to
great.
Europe for sure.
Yeah. And when is your next kind of single coming out? Sorry, I'm very excited about the album. So,
Yeah. I'm debating. I may drop another single over the holidays
Mm,
in fourth quarter, which is approaching. I just want to continue to give waiting as much. I don't want to divert the attention off of waiting right now.
mm.
So that's the main focus. But I believe I would drop a single, definitely first quarter. But I'd like to drop another single this fourth quarter of this year as well. That people can continue to
Yeah,
latch on. So by the time they hear the album, they know all the songs.
yeah, exactly. Is there anything that you always wanted somebody to ask you and they never did?
Hmm. I don't know. I'd have to think about that question. I don't know.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
We'll come back to. Let's talk about you on stage. You know, as we said, we talked about the fact that we would love to see. I mean, all your fans would love to see you live, of course. Um, let's talk about live. That
Hmm.
live kind of adrenaline, that live enthusiasm, the moment when you're on stage and people
Hmm.
are actually there. Now that, lucky enough, you know, live events are back. Um, what is that spark all about for you?
Well, I think you kind of answered it. It's that immediate gratification, that immediate connection with the audience, that response from them when they've dialed into a thought or a piece of music or lyric that you wrote in the privacy of your own quarters, and then to reveal it to the public, and they have the same uh, inclination, and they agree with it. Their spirit agrees with it. It's quite an adrenaline rush, and it's a good feeling. I think all artists chase that live interaction and that live acceptance.
Once you said that when you step on stage, sometimes half of the people in the audience know that you're about to sing, but some others have no idea that you can sing. I don't think that's true at all. Is it true?
What? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people tell me that every day. I didn't know you sang. People still tell me. Even yesterday, as early as yesterday, someone said, "I didn't know you sang," and it's like, it used to annoy
Really?
me.
Ah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I know you as a singer.
yeah,
I know you as an actor, of course.
yeah.
But you know, the moment that I knew about you was when I watched Dreamgirls, of course,
Hmm.
and you started singing. That's when I really knew who you were. And you're an amazing actor, but
Thank
that
you.
acting with the voice, that
Yeah.
was the moment when I thought, okay, this guy is really super talented.
Mhm.
He does not only act, he also sings amazingly. And I remember your performance um, of Patience at the, I think it was the same theater or a
Yeah,
nearby theater where you did
yeah,
a performance years ago, um, the Patience one. Um, and I was thinking, you know, you should do the song again.
yeah, yeah. I thought about it. I mean, that song was written.
It's very current. I mean,
Yeah.
the message is super, super
Hmm.
relatable.
Yeah. I mean, I probably could do it. Maybe translate it live. A live version would be really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe when you're performing live, coming out with
Yeah.
that song would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of hobbies apart from, I don't know if you have time, because of course between your discipline with sports and your, you know, producing music and write, you do everything. So you write your songs, you produce them, you write your lyrics. Of course you have, you know, amazing musicians and producers working with you, but you do a
Right.
lot, right?
Yeah.
What do you do when you don't do that? What do you like doing?
I mean, I love to travel. I love a good movie. I like to cook, as a matter of fact. I'm really into
Oh
cooking.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you need to pass on some recipes. I love to cook too. I do a lot of
Okay.
Italian food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, I was just cooking focaccia before the show.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
um, yeah. So you like cooking? That's good. Yeah, that's relaxing. I mean, I find it really relaxing to cook.
Yeah.
It's one
Yeah.
of those things that really makes me switch off the external world,
Mhm.
you know. And then
Right.
cooking with some music, some good
Right.
music.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
good. That really relaxes me.
Yeah.
Um, Well, uh, Keith, as always, it's a pleasure talking to you and with
Likewise.
you. And so they can, I know, I've just had a look at your website recently, and I saw that you also have a lot of merch out
Yeah.
that people can actually buy from your website.
Yep.
Uh, can you remind us where can we find the merch, and how can they find you online?
The merch is Keith D, which is my middle name, D as in dog, Robinson.com. If you log on to that link, it'll have all the t-shirts, all the gear there. KeithDRobinson.com. And all my social media is Keith Sings.
Mhm.
My first name and Sings. So I'm pretty easy to find.
Oh yes, you're very easy to find. Any new merch with new lyrics? I
Mm.
wanted to show you something. So this is poetry on
Yeah.
jewelry. It's my poetry on
Oh
jewelry.
yeah, nice.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I would
Um,
love to see your lyrics on some merch, like you know,
yeah,
jewelry or.
yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. I have one t-shirt. I have one t-shirt that asks what is your love language? Um
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen
that's
that on the
yeah.
website. Yeah.
Yeah, but I should put some more lyrics on there though.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really like the way you write, so it would be good to see. Yeah. Um, I know. I just before you go, I just want to talk about this again because I think it's very interesting for the audience to understand your creative process a little bit more. So every time I listen to your song, I think about it in images, and it sounds and feels like a short movie. And when I watch something that you have done, I feel like there's music there. So this duality that you have, completely seamlessly moving from music to images, it's amazing. So how do you envision that creative process? Does it happen before, with images first or lyrics first?
Um,
How does it happen?
I think it varies. I kind of write in an image. I have the image of the vision as I'm writing. I mean, a lot of times the song will inform the drama, and the drama will inform the rhythm or the sound sonically or how I want to hear it. So I kind of approach it from both sides because of the acting part. So um, I'm always in my head as far as I can see it before I actually put it down on the paper. So it's kind of a combination. They kind of go hand in hand for me.
Yeah. What do you think about? I know it's a. My last question would be. Versus emotion is a lot about poetry, and we also support a lot of poets and photographers and artists all around the world. People that really do not have a voice. We try to give them a voice. We have groups online on LinkedIn and everywhere, and we feature a lot of artists, and we really love doing that. What do you think poetry is all about? Do you believe that poetry can change something in the world? Do you believe poetry has got particular?
Absolutely. I mean, music is poetry. I mean, I feel like I write it as a poet. I mean, I feel like I'm a poet. I put melody to it. So poetry is definitely it's an expressive way of expressing your feelings and getting them out into the world. I think it's a necessary ingredient. So I think poetry can definitely change the world. I mean, it's art. It's a way to communicate our feelings, and we need an outlet. All of us, whether we're writing it or whether we're saying it or whether we're just hearing it. Uh, it's necessary for us to kind of function and evolve as human beings. I think.
Yeah, it's the alchemy, right, of music, poetry, and images together. I think that's the magical part, and that's why I was telling you about what you do. That what feels like, it feels like there's an alchemy, there's a synergy, and there is a lot of like intersection between your images, your words, and the music at the same time. Um, Keith, thank you so much. Versus
You're welcome.
Emotion, we are very excited you've been with us again, and
Sure.
looking forward to your next single.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say which one, but I'm gonna write to you which one it should be, in my
Okay.
opinion. You
Yes.
already
Sir.
know. You already know which one I like. Um, yeah, so looking forward to that and seeing you live around
Yes.
in Europe. And who knows, maybe somebody from Versus Emotion will come up to the US and get you live on our platform.
I'm
Let's try
down.
to do
Let me
that.
know for sure. Absolutely. Let me know. I would love that.
Okay, that's great.
All right.
Thank you, Keith. Have a
Thanks a lot.
wonderful day. Bye
Okay.
bye.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.
What's up, guys? This is Keith Robinson, and you are on Verses in Motion with Laura L. Me. Tell me what your favorite love language is. I want to know every single dialect. I don't mind, baby girl, 'cause I can speak it. I want to know what to do. Tell me what your favorite love language is. I want to know every single dialect. I don't mind, baby girl, 'cause I can speak it. I want to know you.